The United States will be voting for a new president on Tuesday, November 8th, as your Facebook feed will probably not let you forget. There's no shortage of opinions and coverage of this election.
It's not sexist to deny the presidency to a woman because that woman is a crooked sack of lies.
The second debate between a well-prepared, if uninspiring, public servant and a crotch-fondling slab of rancid meatloaf.
No matter where you are registered to vote in the U.S., the choice for president will be on your ballot. Besides this constant, the other items on your ballot depend entirely on where you live. For the purpose of this low-budget, Google Image-assisted informational video, we're looking at the 4 2016 statewide ballot questions in Massachusetts. So if you're watching this video from a beachside hut in Southern California, we will not be covering California's Proposition 60. With these parameters in mind, let's go 1 through 4. Question 1. Should Massachusetts be able to open one more slot machine casino next to a racetrack? Proponents say slot machines increase local economic activity and bring in additional revenue to the state's operating budget. Detractors say casinos and slots increase crime and prey on people who have gambling addictions. Additionally, the specific stipulations for the location of these slot machines mean the question really boils down to, do you want slot machines at Suffolk Downs Racetrack in East Boston? Question 2. Should Massachusetts expand its use of charter schools? Charter schools are publicly funded and privately run. Proponents say the flexibility and freedom of this arrangement result in increased positive outcomes for students, especially students from disadvantaged backgrounds. Governor Charlie Baker says yes on question 2. The main criticism is that the proposed law does not specify where the charter school's funding will come from. Opponents, including Boston Mayor Marty Walsh, warn the money will be taken from the budgets of already cash-strapped public schools. Question 3 has 2 parts. The first is whether Massachusetts livestock farmers should be legally required to provide their animals humane conditions, and the second is whether businesses should be forbidden from buying from vendors who keep animals in inhumane conditions. The first part of the question will have limited impact on Massachusetts, because livestock farming is not one of the state's main economic drivers. For example, pig sales in Massachusetts were valued at less than $3 million in 2012. To put this figure in context, the pig sales in Iowa, the state with the most pig farms in the U.S., were valued at over $6.7 billion. The impact of the second part largely depends on how much money and resources are put toward the law's enforcement. Question 4 involves the legalization of marijuana, aka where small government, fiscally conservative libertarians, and socially progressive feel-the-burn folks are in complete agreement. A yes vote on question 4 would do 4 things. Allow a private citizen to carry up to an ounce of weed and consume it in their private residence, give local jurisdictions the ability to influence where and how marijuana can be sold in their own towns, create a government body to regulate sale, and create marijuana-specific taxes that state and local governments can collect. Baker and Walsh both say no on question 4. On the other hand, polls indicate that over half of Massachusetts voters say yes. For better or for worse, national elections will always dominate our country's political conversations. Yet, it is important that this should not come at the expense of local and state elections. The outcomes of these elections undoubtedly have a greater impact on your everyday lives and the communities you live in. Thanks for watching, and let us know what you think.